Tanser, Randi Lynn Nanemahoo-Candline, Alberta, Wigan. Hello everyone, my name is Randi Lynn Nanemahoo-Candline. I am 33 years old from the Bigstone Cree Nation in Northern Alberta, Treaty 8 territory. I grew up in Alberta, and I moved to Saskatoon about 10 years ago to obtain my Indigenous social work degree, and I also have a mental health diploma. I consider myself very fortunate in the fact that I was raised in a household that supported my cultural teachings. My mother is a residential school survivor, so for her to have our culture visible to us as we grew up was really important, because she did not have that opportunity to grow up around her culture because of the residential school. So with all the hard work my mom has done on her own healing journey, part of that was exposing myself and my siblings to our culture. So today I am presenting on the Jingle Dress dance. So the Jingle Dress comes to us from the Ojibwe or the Anishinaabe territory out east, which ranges from Ontario to Minnesota. So a brief history lesson on the Jingle Dress is that we say it originated going on 102 years ago, during a time where the people were experiencing something very similar to what we are experiencing today, and that is a global pandemic. Back then it was the flu pandemic, today the COVID pandemic, unfortunately. So the Jingle Dress came to a man through a dream, through a vision, as a means of helping his granddaughter heal from the illness. He was told in a dream that he was to make a noisemaker dress that 4 ladies were to wear, and the 4 ladies were to dance in these dresses, and this would help heal his granddaughter from her ailment. He was told that with this noisemaker dress, he was to host a ceremony as the ladies dance. And the ladies were to dance in a particular fashion known as a side step. So the side step is very self-explanatory. It's a bend of the knee, step to the side. So bend, step. Later on in this video, I will demonstrate a side step dance. So with the Jingle Dress, the noisemaker dress, and the ladies wearing the dress, they gathered together to host a healing ceremony for the young girl, the grandfather's granddaughter, who is very ill. They told the granddaughter that she needed to participate in this ceremony, in this dancing ceremony. But given her current physical state, being very ill, she didn't have the energy required to dance. So to move forward with the ceremony, her family opted to carry her. The women began dancing around one time in a circle, dancing that side step, being mindful to dance from here and here, to not focus on the dance itself, but to focus on putting out positive energy for the little girl, to imagine her full of life and full of energy, to help her heal. So her family carried her around the one time as the women prayed for the little girl as they danced. They completed one round. Then going into the second round, the little girl, seeing what her family was doing for her, what these women were doing for her, all the hard work they had put in to help her feel better. This gave her a burst of energy. It motivated her. This encouraged her to try her best, and she tried to stand on her own 2 feet where she was still very, very weak. So again, her family helped by holding her up by her arms, given that she couldn't hold herself up but still wanted to participate in this dance. And I think that's a really beautiful teaching right there, that it's okay to ask for help when we don't feel good, when we are down. That is what our support system's for. That is what our loved ones are for. They're not there to carry us for the rest of our lives, but they're to help us when we can't hold ourselves up. And they help us till we are able to hold ourselves up. So they went around a second time, going in a circle, and the little girl followed, being carried by her family by the arms. Going into the third round of the ceremony, this little girl felt a burst of energy once again. And with this third burst of energy, she challenged herself to stand all by herself this time. And she felt well enough to not need the help of other people. So she was able to stand there by herself. But she wasn't 100% yet. So she was only capable of slowly walking beside these women as they continue to dance and pray for her. Going into the fourth and final round, something very special happened, something miraculous, if you will. This little girl that started out this ceremony too ill, too sick to dance, to hold herself up, to really do anything for herself, managed to gather up enough courage and energy to stand on her own 2 feet without any assistance. And you can probably guess where I'm going with this. She was able to bend her knees in time with the drum and step out dancing. She completed that ceremony dancing. The little girl went home, and as the days progressed on afterwards, her health continued to improve and improve and improve. That little girl's name was Maggie White, and Maggie White was a real person. With her improved health, Maggie and her family decided to travel throughout Canada into the United States, sharing the noisemaker dress with the people they interacted with, sharing how this dress had helped Maggie in her time of need. And what they learned of why the dress needed to make noise was that the noise produced by the dress has the power to cleanse the air of negative energy. So the sound that comes from this dress scares away all those negative feelings, all those feelings that can make us feel heavy, that can make us feel anxious, can make us feel fearful. And sometimes our emotions play such a heavy role in our lives that we can physically feel them. We can feel them in stomach aches and back aches, heaviness on our shoulder, headaches, right? So we say the Jingle Dress is also a healing dress because it has that power to help us heal from the inside out, to help promote positive energy. I remember I was presenting to a group of kids, and when I present in person, I really like to interact with my audience. So I asked the kids, I'm like, so if we scare away all the negative energy, what's left for us to feel? And they were kind of giving me that blank stare look. And I'm like, I'll give you a hint. And I went like this to imply positive energy. But the response I got was tea energy. And I'm like, oh my gosh. They weren't wrong, but it was just kind of funny that they would respond with tea energy instead of positive energy when I made a cross with my fingers. So because of the power the Jingle Dress has of cleansing the air of negative energy, like I said, we refer to it as a healing dress, and to this day we utilize this dress to help us heal, to help us overcome, to help us cope. A part of that healing is, you'll see in my hand, I have a eagle feather fan. So these are the tail feathers of an eagle. These eagle feathers in my hand and also in my hair are something I had to earn. They weren't something I just got because I wanted. I had to make sacrifices. I had to promise to lead a life of sobriety, and part of it was finishing my degree. I feel was part of earning these feathers. Anywho, with these eagle feathers, they're very sacred to us. They are a responsibility, and the eagle in our culture is very sacred. The eagle in many cultures is sacred. So in the nature of the eagle, he flies highest of all the birds. So because of that, we believe he flies closest to the heavens. And there's a belief that on the wings of the eagle, our prayers are brought up to be heard. And because of that purpose the eagle plays and helps delivering our prayers up to be heard, we do utilize his feathers to help us heal in ceremonial purposes as well. So when I'm dancing my song, you'll see me lifting my feathers to the air and kind of waving them around. And as I do that, that's just me sharing positive energy with all of you guys out there in the virtual world. So I am going to dance my first song for you. This song is called A Straight Song. And I refer to it as a straight song because it's a straight up and down drum beat. With that straight up and down drum beat, it's a universal beat utilized not only by the Jingle Dress dancers, but all the styles of powwow dancers out there. And you'll see me utilizing footwork, and everything I do on one side with my feet, I'm taught to do on the other side. So to maintain a balance within myself, within my dancing, and more on a vanity level, I guess, when you lift weights, do you lift weights with one arm and then just neglect the other arm? Not usually, right? Because if you do, you'll have this one awesome strong arm and this one little lanky arm, and you'll look funny. But physically, I work both my legs, so I don't end up walking out with one strong leg and then a skinny, funky looking leg, right? So as a First Nations person, we do try to incorporate humor as much as we can. We say if a First Nation person pokes fun at you, that's because they like you, they enjoy you. Humor is such a good medicine, so don't take me too seriously. So I am going to wrap up my conversation about this session of our video right now, and I hope you enjoy my straight song. Thank you. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed my first song, the straight song, and now I want to talk about a little bit more about the dancing I just did for you. So you may have noticed that I lifted my hand to the air before I danced, and a lot of people are like, what the heck you doing, waving at your boyfriend? I'm like, he wishes. But seriously, what I was taught was when a dancer raises their hand, what they're doing is asking to receive healing and prayers in their own life. So my background is in social work as well as mental health. And from the get-go, from day one, they talked about self-care, 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 self-care. Taking care of yourself. Who's the most important person in your life? You are. You are in control of what happens here and what happens here. You know what you need for yourself. Nobody can come and fix you. Yes, they can help carry you. They can hold your hand. They can support you. They can talk. They can listen to you. But ultimately, it's up to you to do the work of taking care of yourself. I like to learn the hard way. So, completing my university social work degree, I went and got myself a job in youth care, and it took me 2 years, a grand total of 2 years to experience a complete and utter mental breakdown. Because what was I forgetting? Self-care. I was so compassionate towards the people that I worked with that I often put their needs ahead of mine. And I would go home so exhausted, so burned out from my day that I was too tired to practice self-care, to do a personal inventory on my emotions, to grieve what I needed to grieve, to process my emotions. And what happened was I was suppressing my emotions. I was pushing down all my sad and mad, angry feelings. I was pushing them down because I'm too tired to feel them right now. And I decided to take some time off work, and I went home to my mom's, all grown up, and I woke up one day and I started crying, and I could not stop crying. I could not stop crying for almost a week. And looking back, I realized what was happening was I was finally safe at my mom's to feel my emotions. And it was such an overwhelming experience that I didn't know what the heck was going on with me. Now I know I needed to do that. I needed to feel all those emotions I had been putting down for so long, that they needed to be felt in order to be released, because I was going to make myself sick if I didn't. But as hard as that experience was to have that kind of breakdown, I realized how important self-care is. And to say I'm a jingle dress dancer, that I come out and dance for the healing of it, that I come out here to share positive healing energy with everyone around me, I can't forget to take care of myself while I do that. So what I've learned as a part of self-care is to raise my hand and to ask for prayers for positive energy for myself, because I have to remember that I matter as much as the people I love and care about do. That I need to make sure that I have something to give to other people when they need me to. And that most importantly, when I'm done helping other people and I need to go home, that I have something left to go home with, the energy to go home and take care of myself with. So when I raise my hand, it's just part of my self-care. And I think that's very important teaching that goes with the jingle dress, is that we need to take care of ourselves as much as we like to take care of the people around us. During these unprecedented times, it's so important not to forget to take care of ourselves. We are all kind of living day to day in a little bubble of chaos, not knowing what is going to happen, the uncertainty. We're all kind of up and down with our emotions. So with me, my dancing is one way that I help take care of myself. On a second note, I am going to be sharing the sidestep song with you. So you'll notice the drum beat switches up from up and down to more of a double beat. That double beat, we say, sounds very similar to our own heartbeats. And what's something very special about the drum is that we say it has the power to heal as well. And the drum is something that can speak to all of us, from all backgrounds, from all cultures, from all language groups, from all corners of the world, of all ages. All those things that make us unique and special, we all have this one thing in common. And that is that we all share the same first home. We all originated from the same first home. And again, when I ask kids, where was your first home? I'll get responses of the town they were born in or the hospital. And I have to ask them, who brought you to the hospital? And then it kind of dawns on them, my mom. So each and every single one of us has spent time in the womb, in our mother's womb. Regardless of the relationship we have with our mothers today, the time we spent in the womb, we consider a very sacred time in each and every one of our lives. The time we spent in the womb, we felt protected, we felt connected, and most importantly, the only emotion we understood was love. We didn't know about being angry or frustrated or sad or scared yet. We just felt this love through our mothers and the people around us. So when we hear the drum today, that it triggers those memories, subconscious memories of being in the womb. It triggers those memories of feeling good and feeling loved. It's a healing for our inner child. Yes, you may not remember being in the womb, but deep down in your brain, it's still there. And because it triggers those good memories, the drum speaks to each and every one of us. And even if you don't listen to powwow music, drum music there's something very unique and special about it, especially when you have the opportunity to be around the drum. Kind of sucks in all your attention, and you start to kind of tap your foot and nod your head and maybe even kind of bouncing around with the drum, with the music, because we feel so good on the inside that it's reflecting on the outside. So the sidestep is a healing dance in the sense that the drum helps us heal, the dress helps us heal, and we are often asked as jingle dress dancers to dance for certain causes in society, certain issues that may be affecting a group of people, affecting a family. Some of the jingle dress ceremonies I've had the opportunity to participate in was in regards to mental health, prevention of suicide, dancing for our communities, for our healing, dancing for our missing and murdered Indigenous women. That is a huge thing right now. It's a issue that's kind of been overlooked for many centuries, if you will. But today we are finally have the opportunity to voice the reality that our Indigenous women are important, they are sacred. And with that, we are often asked to wear red jingle dresses, as the red dress has become a symbol for our missing and murdered women. I hope you enjoy my sidestep, and I hope you take care of yourself and you have a great day. Thank you. Yeah, let's